Ambassador Sherman, you were working with Secretary Albright as she was involved with North Korea. Can you talk to us a little bit about your role?
Yes, it was an extraordinary time. We had begun a process to try to negotiate a permanent moratorium on long-range missile testing by North Korea, because we'd sort of put the fissile material, the material needed to make a nuclear weapon, in a box with the agreed framework that Bob Glucci negotiated in 1994. But we didn't want them to have a delivery system for a nuclear weapon, and we were concerned about where they were headed. And so North Korea, in response to an earlier visit by the former Secretary of Defense, Bill Perry, sent an envoy, Cho Myung-ruk, to Washington and said they wanted to have this negotiation. They wanted the President of the United States to come the next week. Well, Presidents of the United States don't come the next week to North Korea, with whom we have no diplomatic relations.
Right.
So then Cho said, well, Secretary Albright, why don't you come? And secretaries don't usually go in a week either. So we went in 2 weeks, which was just amazing. Everything had to be brought in over the demilitarized zone from South Korea. We had nearly 12 hours of conversation with the then leader, Kim Jong-il of North Korea. We were getting close to such an agreement, but we were towards the end of the Clinton administration. The president was very engaged in Middle East peace. We had this little problem getting our presidential election agreed to between Al Gore and George Bush, and we thought it was important to brief the incoming administration to ensure continuity. And so we literally just ran out of time. And unfortunately, we left a hand to be played by the next administration. They decided, even though Colin Powell wanted to pick it up, President Bush decided not to. And it led, I believe, in part to where we are today.
Yeah. A twist of fate.
Those hanging chads
Right.
had more impact
than
just the decision of who was going to be president.
Absolutely. How does that experience, your experience in North Korea with the North Koreans, influence or impact how you think about North Korea today and the situation we're facing?
Well, I think we have an incredibly difficult situation with North Korea. It is very complex. You need to bring all the tools you have in the toolbox to bear in a very sophisticated way, much harder than Iran, quite frankly. I don't know whether this administration has the team, the wherewithal, the sophistication to do it. I hope they do, because quite frankly, although we need a credible military threat, and we have one in service of that diplomacy, any military action on the Korean Peninsula would be catastrophic, not just for South Korea and Japan and China, quite frankly, but for the world and for the world's economy.
Absolutely. Well, let's hope.
Let's hope.
Yes.